Well, Dave, first of all, let's start straight away with obviously what's just broken in the last few minutes. That it's taken a few days to get it all sorted. Obviously, things have been happening for Charlie Kirk, but he's now become a Charlton player. Your views on that and your message to him?
I think the first thing to say is that it certainly goes with my blessing. Whatever he chose, wherever he went, is a great fella, good player. He's been a terrific servant to this football club, and he deserves the opportunity to play, wherever he so wishes, if you like. Like I said, I often have managers in my office after the game, or whenever, if I'm in somebody else's office, or it must be a problem. Like Kirk, he's the nicest fella you could meet. Always trained every day, trained hard every day. Every now and again he'd let himself down with poor body language, and people used to jump on that. But he was a terrific lad. He is a terrific lad. He's had some real tough few days with stuff in his personal life. And listen, like I say, he's been a terrific service to this football club. It's been fantastic for us. I can remember having him at 16 and having a chat with him when he got sent off at Huddersfield. And I think this football club's done really well for him. I think we've nurtured him, we've developed him, and he's helped us get into League One. And he's decided he wants to go into pastures new, which that's his choice. So I've got nothing but good things to say about him.
And the good thing that he does go with as well is that you do get a transfer fee. He doesn't walk out the club for nothing. I always go back to, the legendary O'Grady. One comment that always sticks with me is good players make and score goals. That, didn't he? Did that, Charlie Kirk, didn't he?
Yeah, that was it. Last year he was disappointed only scoring, I think, 6, 7 in League One. He set up another 6, 7 or something. The year before he had something like 14 assists and 10 goals or something in League Two. And he's gone for a transfer fee. That's another thing. That's what helps this club survive and grow. And like I say, I will endeavour to make sure that no player leaves here who's a good player for nothing. Ryan Wintle got lucky last year, not because he played all the games, because Josh Lundstrom got injured. He wouldn't have played. It's as simple as that. No, that's not Ryan Wintle bashing or anything like that. It's not. But my role at this football club is to develop players for the first team. And if somebody's not going to be here and being open and honest and transparent about it, which is fine, which is good, there was other players, not just him, then I've got to make sure that I do my utmost to make sure that the football club produces the next one. We knew Pixie were going. So we played Rio right back for 20 games to make sure he was ready, for example. That's my job. It's a massive part of my job. And like I say, Charlie's been open and transparent about it all the way through. And, we've got to get the next one ready. And if they're not, then we'll plug the gap for a bit. And then we'll develop them behind the scenes. And that's the job.
Well, let's move away, and we wish him all the best. I'm sure all the support as well. It won't be too long before he comes across crew with his new club at Charlton in a few weeks' time. But more immediately, you did an excellent professional job with a team work rate, which was terrific in midweek, and you got your rewards, I would think, in terms of an FA Cup draw against a Premier League side in Leeds United.
Yeah, I think, if what I'm about to say is hypothetical because nobody will know, but if we'd have remained at 11 men and still beaten Hartlepool, there's an element of, well, that should have happened anyway. That's not taking anything away from Artell. That's just given league status. But then when you win with 10 men, for I think out of the 102 minutes we played, we had 11 men for 11 minutes of them. So to play 91 minutes with 10 men and still win the game, and then to draw a Premier League team is terrific reward for that effort. And they've deserved it. They deserve that opportunity. I went to see them in the same competition, the same round last year when they played Hull, and I think Hull beat them on penalties that night. Don't get me wrong, it was an empty Ellen Road because of the COVID and what have you. But it was even then you could tell it was a terrific occasion, and it's a proper football club. It's a proper football club. So you know, it's a great opportunity for our lads, but there's a few more games between now and then that we've got to concentrate on.
Yeah, we'll certainly look forward to that. I want to bring in something. I want to get your views as a manager. It's back to the other night. You spotted straight away that Billy Sass-Davis had the first foul put on him. The referee missed it, unfortunately, for you, because Billy Sass-Davis committed the crime that led to the red card. But I want to talk about you as a manager. You've got a young centre-half who's striving hard to try and become an established centre-half in your setup. He's been out on loan at a few places and he gets a red after 11 minutes. How do you deal with that with the player, and how can you help him?
I think Billy, first of all, I think Billy handled it well. After the game, he apologised to the lads, and the lads responded well. They were all like, "Don't worry about it." You know, I said my little bit to him, and I think he knows. I hope he knows. If he doesn't know, I'll re-emphasise it to him. He's got a bright future at this football club. We've just took up a 2-year option on him. We wouldn't have done that if I didn't have the faith in him, the belief in him. Is he ready? Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? We are going to find out. It's as simple as that. If he needs a bit longer on loan still, well, we'll do that. But ultimately, he's got to come in and play in our first team. And I will keep giving him chances. I will. Until I am satisfied that he can't be at the level. I'm not at that position yet, that's for sure. And if he didn't know it, then he should listen to this interview. I think he does. You know, there's no. I didn't shout at him on Tuesday night or anything. I just spoke to him calmly. Told him he should have bought the first foul because the referee, the linesman actually said to me and Kenny at half time, he saw the pull. And he was the one that threw Billy under the bus, really, because the referee probably didn't see it. He probably should have seen it. But the linesman definitely saw it, because he told us at half time and he had the same view as us. So it's still got a bit of, you know, I think that was youthful naivety, what he showed on Tuesday night. I was hoping that his loan spell at Yeovil might have, I don't know, it's them nuances of defending. That's a nuance of defending, that when to buy the foul and when to risk, because if the ref doesn't give it and he waltzes through, you risk the wrath of the manager going, why aren't you stronger, kind of thing. But you've got to understand all that, and you've got to get that, and that comes sometimes naturally, a little bit of experience, or sometimes a lot of experience. Now Billy's had a few loan spells, and he's continually getting better. He's got better every time he's been out. I'm not suggesting he needs to go out again, not yet. He's going to get chances. He's got to take them. He has got to take them. That's the nature of the game. And he'll get my back in. And if he doesn't, then he'll go out on loan and he'll get the experience elsewhere, and then come back and we'll be in the same boat again. You know, go on, he'll get another chance. You know, 2 years is a long time in football, and I want him to have a 6'4". I've had 3 managers ring me. League 2 in the conference. What are you doing with him? We'll have him. No, you won't. Not yet. He's going to play. Now, if you feel as though we need to get to that stage, but that's somewhere down the line, I believe, at this moment in time.
Just wrapping it up, Dave, we know in the modern day where we are, social media can be hell for anybody, and football fans, whether they follow them here, there and everywhere, have their say. And they might have picked up on Billy making a mistake, and he might have read something. What do you say to that, you football fans, and you as the manager for the player to keep out of it?
Don't read it. That's the first thing. Don't read the good stuff. That's the crucial bit. When you've had a good game, don't do it then. If you don't do it then, you won't do it when you've had a poor game or made a mistake. That's the key. It's easy to get sucked in when you've done well. Oh yeah, everyone's telling me I'm brilliant. You end up reading the crap that armchair fans, you know, there'll be people, I've no idea, but I would imagine there'll be people online. If you ask me that question, I'm guessing that you've seen something. I don't know. But I can guarantee there'll be people who have put good and bad stuff on there that weren't at the game. They've got absolutely no right to comment. They weren't at the game. That's the truth. You know, social media now is a hotbed of hatred in my eyes. Everyone's got an opinion. Oh, everyone's the same. No, it's not. It's the biggest load of codswallop. Everyone's the same. It's human rights. Codswallop. Absolute codswallop. It's like vaccines. I've got the right to not have the vaccine, so I can now go into that nightclub. No, you haven't. As soon as you choose not to have the vaccine, that's when your rights stop. It's as simple as that. I'm fairly strong on that. We've got players here who won't have the vaccine. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I'm perfectly fine treating me exactly the same. However, that's where your rights stop, I'm afraid. It's as simple as that. And it's the same with social media. If you want to put something, all right, be prepared. Be prepared for a negative response yourself. And most people don't get the negative response. They just pile into 19-year-old footballers and believe that their opinion is as valued as the next person. Well, I'm afraid it's not. And that's where current society is misjudged. People think that, oh, my opinion is as valued as the next person's. No, it's not. Not if that person's Alex Ferguson. Oh, yeah, but that's Alex Ferguson. Well, yeah, it's true. Yeah. That person who's also commented has seen Alexandra home and away for the past 40 years. He knows exactly how good or how bad people are. He knows exactly where people's development are. I speak fairly regularly to a former Alexandra director who's probably seen over these years, I don't know, 4 times as many games as I've seen, 5 times. Through no other reason than he's just been to every Crew game for the last 60 years. Why would I not, you know, does he know the nuances and the technical details? No, of course he doesn't. You know, he's a farmer. I don't know how to milk a cow. You know, but if I saw, I don't know, 500,000 cows in my lifetime, I'm pretty certain he'd know. If I said to him, you want to buy that one at the market, he might just listen. And there's no reason to say he could take my advice, but why would you not? Now, his opinion is more valuable than someone who wasn't at the game on Tuesday night, for example. He was 19 himself. And I'm afraid I know I'm ranting a bit, but that's society. That's society at the minute. Don't listen to it. Don't read it, good or bad.
Well, you summed it up perfectly for us, exactly what we're looking for. You got a great reaction there. Let's look just back again to that midweek fixture. And unfortunately, because Billy did get sent off early on, and you had to change around for Chris Long not to get the minutes, but you did get quite a lot. Well, he's talked about a lot of minutes. You did get more minutes than you probably wanted in some of your players. And I think you'll need that as well, don't you? There's a few needed here. Hectic schedule in the opening few weeks gives you good options available.
Yeah, look, we're going to need everyone. You know, we haven't got whatever, I think, what's the maximum this year? 20-man squad over 21. You know, we've got whatever it is, 23, and half of them are under 21, so we could have a lot more, but we haven't, you know. And so everyone's going to get an opportunity, and everyone's got to be ready. And if they're ready, then they've got every chance of taking their chance. So whether it's Chris Long at 27, Chris Porter at 37, or one of the second-year scholars at 17, every one of them might get a chance. And if they get a chance, they've got to be ready. And that comes down to training every day, doing the right things in training, eating the right things. And if they do that, then they'll give themselves the best chance.
Well, next port of call, of course, is you're facing that trip to Fratton Park. It's home, as we all know, whatever division they're in, of one of the most passionate set of supporters that are around in the country. Is it a case for you to get over to your players to be focused on the game and not play that occasion, because it's going to be a hyped up atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, we went there, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago? They were top of the league. I just called up all our players milkmen, and we went and won 1-0. You know, we have encountered that exact ground with exact supporters where they are riding high on the crest of a wave with all the emotion in it. So, you know, have I encountered that as a manager? Have we encountered that as a football club? Yes, we have. Have the players? Some have, some haven't. And whatever, like I said, it doesn't matter whether we're talking about occasions, attendance, passionate fans, non-passionate fans. The fact of the matter is, as a professional footballer, you've got to deal with all that. You've got to deal with how good opposition players are, and you've got to make them believe that you're a very good player. And you do that by playing the right way. I think on Tuesday night, certainly for the first quarter of an hour, I thought we looked miles ahead of where we were on Saturday, and we've got to continue doing that. We are a work in progress, but we've got to get there as quick as we can. And if we keep working hard and keep practicing properly and keep training properly, then we will get there. And Portsmouth is a good test for us.
Well, nearly 3 weeks. We started off obviously talking about Charlie's departure, but nearly 3 weeks of that window still remains open. There's been talk of you getting close now to your sixth signing with a central defender coming in. Can you bring us up to date with where you are and how things are going?
Yeah, I think something will be announced imminently. I'm not sure when. I'll leave that up to the social media team and the marketing team to do that. We're hoping for one over the weekend. And then we're into the last couple of weeks where we've got to do some more work. And, I'm quite happy where we're at the minute. We've still got some work to do, and hopefully, hopefully that'll come to fruition.
Just talk a little bit more so when it does get announced then, Dave. The player that you've been chasing is one of those areas, of course, that you wanted to fill to strengthen your options. And I think you've got another experienced player once he's arrived coming into your club.
Yeah, when you've got the resources we've got, we value every penny. Simple as that. We have to value every penny, and I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's an excellent thing. So when we sign any player, I think we've done more. Let's call it quality assurance, that we know exactly what we're getting. Does that mean they are Lionel Messi? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But we know exactly where they're very good, and we know exactly where they're not so good, and we know exactly how we can improve them before they set foot in the building. And that comes through a lot of hard work, a lot of due diligence, and a lot of research, in order so that we are more assured in our processes that will help whoever comes in improve us, whether that be on a permanent basis or a temporary basis. So, we've got, so we're heading in the right direction, I believe, and we've got to make sure that continues in the next 2 or 3 weeks.